Hi guys, Spartan765. Today I'm doing a video on a gun I picked up recently, and that is the SIG P320 TAC Ops, and this is the carry size frame. First off, this is gonna kind of be an out of the box review. Haven't fired this thing yet. Plan on doing that this weekend. I will be doing a post range review afterwards. First off, for those of you who know, the SIG 320 has been out for a few years now. Kind of a revolutionary design. Oh, whoops. Being as the fact that the frame itself is called a housing in this one. The firearm part is actually the internal mechanism here, which can be taken out and then put into a different housing and a different slide and barrel. So if you want to have multiple different barrel lengths, a carry, a full size, whatever, you can just have one mechanism. But that's a nice thing, if you live in a state that's restrictive. But also, we're not going to get into that too much. What the gun is, it's got about a 4.6-inch long barrel. This is the 9mm version. When you buy this gun, I got this from a SIG distributor for $670, or no, was it $649? I think. I don't remember. But it was about $50 cheaper than the cheapest price you could find online. And I live in Minnesota, and the distributor is Metro Pawn and Gun in Richfield off of Lyndale Avenue. Go in there, give those guys a visit. They're great guys. They're all obviously very pro 2A. They know what they're talking about. They're not idiots like you see at Gander Mountain. Great deals, great prices. They're selling standard SIG 320s for $4.99. And that comes with 2 mags, a holster. Again, if you live in Minnesota, you got to stop by Metro Pawn and Gun in Richfield. They're the guys to go to for SIG. They're one of the only SIG distributors in the Midwest, well, anyway, in this area, that can offer those prices. Anyway, going over the review of the gun. Sorry for the shitty video quality. It's a cell phone video. My camera don't work. Anyway, so aside from the 4.6-inch barrel, this is also threaded. This is a 13 by... brain fart shit. 13 by something left-hand thread, which is kind of weird. Most suppressors generally thread right-hand, but there's so many different adapters out there for suppressor, it doesn't even matter. I got this gun because I plan on getting a suppressor. I'm going to wait and see if the Hearing Protection Act passes before I buy one, so that way, I don't have to go through all the paperwork, but if it doesn't pass, I'm going to get one anyway. When you buy this particular weapon, it comes with 4 21-round magazines. I know, holy shit, 4 21-round magazines out of the box. Obviously, it's got suppressor height sights and SIG night sights. These are green night sights. They're great night sights. So pretty much right out of the box, it's an excellent suppressor host, obviously. Pretty much designed for a suppressor. One thing about, obviously if you buy a gun with a muzzle, threaded muzzle, and it's got a muzzle protector on there, you got to be careful with the, or the thread protector, I mean. You don't want to, okay, when you shoot this gun, as you shoot any threaded pistol, the thread suppressor after a few rounds, well, after 20, 30, 40, 50, depends on the gun, will start to come a little loose. Now, yeah, you can get on there and torque it with a wrench. I wouldn't do that. You'll damage the barrel. I'd say tighten it, hand tight. The gun is designed as a suppressor host. So if you're not going to be shooting with the suppressor, you're going to be shooting a large amount of rounds, just take the damn thing off and then shoot with the muzzle thread protector off. It's got your standard 1913 rail on the bottom, 3 grooves, so it'll be great for a flash like a TLR1 or whatever you have. The trigger pull on this thing is just amazing. I mean, you're looking at, it's a very crisp break, maybe about 4.5 pounds, I'd say. Way better than a Glock trigger. I just can't say enough about the 320. I've wanted one of these for quite some time, and I just haven't gotten to picking one up until I, saw the great deal at Metro Pawn, and I'm like, what the hell, I'm going to get one. Comes with the case and 4 magazines. So, you're getting quite the deal. These magazines, if you try and buy them anywhere, they're usually around $40 a pop. So you look at right there, what do you get? You get $160 worth of magazines, plus the gun with night sights, threaded barrel. And again, I just can't say enough about how nice the trigger is. Probably the nicest striker fire trigger ever. Even a little nicer than the VP9, which is an excellent trigger as it sits. First off, I'm going to point out some common differences between this and the standard 320. Obviously, the shorter length. Obviously, well, I mean with the actual slide length, but the barrel length just a tad bit shorter than the standard because it sticks out. On the carry version with the threaded, obviously it sticks out past the muzzle, you know, for suppressors. You'll notice right here, the slide release has a little indentation to protect it from accidentally being bumped. You know, having your thumb hold it down while you're shooting if you've got big thumbs. That's new on this gun. The other big difference is the takedown lever. Now you notice in the 320 TAC Ops, it's flat. Is on the other 320s, it actually kind of contours out a little bit, which is honestly kind of irritating because, you know, I like a flat surface here to set my thumb, and I really didn't like the contoured surface. I mean, you really only use that to take the gun apart, so it doesn't need to be, you know, super aggressive. Now, yes, obviously the takedown lever on this thing is a little harder to push once you take the weapon apart, but that's because it's doing two things. It's obviously pushing the recoil spring forward a little bit. You know, that's what keeps this tensioned, and it's also pushing back a spring-loaded bar that drops the sear, so you can just slide off without having to dry fire it like a Glock, which is really nice. The gun is weighted very well. Once you get 21 rounds in it, I haven't loaded any mags yet, but once you get 21 rounds in it, I'm sure it's obviously going to be a little bit heavier. The grip is great. You know, if you have medium-sized hands, even maybe small hands, it's still a decently well-gripping gun. Again, I can't say enough. This is probably my most exciting purchase, definitely bar none this year. Really high anticipations for this at the range. Can't wait to test it out. Have no doubts at all about its accuracy or quality. But yeah, that's just my quick little, sorry for the shitty lighting, god damn it, again. But that's just my short little brief review on the SIG 320 TAC Ops. Especially if you're thinking, like I said, if you're thinking of getting a suppressor, definitely pick one of these up. I know if you want to take your standard SIG and you want to turn it into a suppressor host, SIG threaded barrels are expensive. You're looking at the 200 and something buck range. Kind of hard to find because, you know, they're kind of sold out everywhere. And then you got to look at another, you know, 150 bucks for your night sight. So you're saving quite a bit of money just buying the pistol as it sits. But anyway, oh, by the way, I'm just going to show the profile too. The extended 21 round mag in there. I mean, it may seem like it comes out a little far, but not really. I mean, it's still, you know, manageable. It's not like a 33 rounder in a Glock. You know, you have your hand fully cuffed over it, and only about a ½ inch sticks out, which is perfectly manageable. You know, obviously, for open carry, you're not going to be hitting the mag on shit. And even for, like, winter concealed carry will work with an outside waistband holster. Tricky thing is, I haven't tried yet, but I'm just assuming that because these are suppressor height sights, finding a Serpa, let alone a regular holster for it of any kind, like a Kydex or or leather, just you know, at a gun shop, it's probably gonna be pretty difficult. Probably gonna have a custom Kydex made for it though. Anyway, just my kind of brief video, I guess, on the out of the box review on the SIG 320 TAC Ops. Comments, questions, send me a message. Spartan765 out.